Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Click Happens. My name is Doug Kreitzberg. I'm founder and CEO of SeedPod Cyber, and we have the A team with us from SeedPod here. Got Liz Lederer, who is working to help communicate to what we do to MSPs throughout the land. We have Akanksha Pathak, who is responsible for turning everything that we want it through an AI engine and having it come out to really help businesses understand the risks that they're facing in cybersecurity. And we have Sinclair Morris, who's our account exec, works with MSPs, works with their clients on helping really communicate and change the conversation around cybersecurity and cybersecurity risk that's going on today. So welcome, everyone. We have two topics, and I want to get right to it because we don't have a lot of time. One, this came out of ChannelCon last week conference. There was a survey that was done, and which basically says is that a survey of small businesses and where they're going to spend money. And the vast majority of investment seems to be going towards AI. Perhaps that's not a surprise. Everybody's talking about it, obviously, these days. But what was interesting is that there's a reluctance or a decreased focus on cybersecurity, that they don't view it. They view it as kind of a moderate priority at this point in time. And I just want to get the take of the group here. Akanksha, you're obviously, you lean in from the AI background here. Liz and Sinclair, you're dealing with the clients and MSPs on a daily basis. I'm going to start with you, Akanksha. What do you think about that? Should people be spending in AI as much as and even more than cybersecurity?
Um, Two questions. Should people be spending in AI? Yes. There's so many things that I've noticed, especially even in our industry, especially that are just repetitive tasks that humans have to do manually. It takes too much time. It can be easily automated. It just can help them do their own jobs at like a better rate, or just automates the boring stuff. Essentially, they can do the cool stuff. Yes, so invest in AI. That is good, and I think that will bring AI to different industries and stuff. But not investing as much in cybersecurity, I don't think that's a good idea because cybersecurity is very essential to keep things running safe and the systems good. And as we know, AI is a very new technology. What happens with such massive transformations in tech is that when things are new, good things happen rapidly, but also bad things happen rapidly too. It's like the old internet. There were a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. Same with AI. There's so much vulnerability still in AI systems. Most of us are not using like the most robust systems that have a lot of checkpoints and like safety assessments. So in that case, when we're just building a simple tool, having like the cybersecurity aspect to it helps us automatically because cybersecurity would funnel out the information even before it gets to the AI.
Right, right. Yeah, and we could certainly talk about cybersecurity and AI here. This has been kind of presented as either or option, I guess. I'm not sure how the survey was constructed. Liz, do you really think the MSPs are ready to go out there and pump up the AI? It seemed like yesterday, and that cybersecurity was something they were just starting to get their hands around.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think it's a faster transformation than say moving to the cloud or having all applications and things are always changing. I feel like sometimes with AI, it's kind of like when fools rush in. So
Right.
customers feel that they need it, they want it right now. The planning, there's a lot of surveys that go out that 50% of AI projects fail or do not deliver that value.
Right.
And again, I think that's where the importance, and this is really what's going to change or tell the difference between the services that MSPs provide. And
Right.
I think, again, it goes to, they went from break fix to MSP to MSSP. And I think the smarter MSPs are going to bundle that cybersecurity solutions into the AI because of the things and the data that AI would touch within that environment.
Right.
So I think it comes down to, again, an education process on the MSP side to educate, especially the smaller companies that don't have a compliance committee and don't have, the regulations. So I think, again, it's, when fools rush in, probably who's going to come in and help these companies are going to be the MSSPs to right size them.
Absolutely. Sinclair, what are you hearing from the partners about cybersecurity versus AI? And what's your take on it?
Yeah, so I mean, of course, we always get questions around how cyber insurance is going to address the new exposures that AI brings with it. And I definitely think, like Akanksha said, I mean, can't blame any business for wanting to leverage AI in their workflows. It's going to help efficiency, no doubt about it. But I think understanding the new risk that comes with the use of those tools and addressing it, and obviously relying on your trusted MSP to guide you in that conversation, is going to be just as important, because what you're going to gain in operation efficiency, you're going to lose in exposure if you don't know how to properly train your employees on how to use these tools, have policies around what they're able to use, how they're able to use it. You got to develop the framework to move laterally with your use of the AI tools as they come out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wish I understood more. I know, obviously, reading these, like the note taking, the AI note takers that we all use. I was thinking about this the other day. And obviously, any third party you're going to work with, you're going to read their contracts, their privacy statements. How are they using this data you're feeding them? But are we looking at that even? I mean, I know the last few academies and conferences I've gone to, everyone had an AI note taker on. So, I mean, and I don't know the answer to that, but
yeah, well, there's a lot there. I think from the security standpoint, I still go back to, comparing it to the auto. People aren't going to buy a car and offered whether they want the seat belts or they want the airbag or they want the bumpers in place. It's just built in. They pay for it, and they're focused on the car and does it look good or whatever motivates people to buy automobiles. It's certainly not focused on the airbag. They just assume that it's got all the safety stuff. That's what we should be doing. That's what the MSPs should be doing, is just incorporating the security in. It's part of the deal. It's part of the system. It's already there. Most of the clients, I would argue, think that it is. Why ask them if they should do MFA? It's just put it in. It's there. And I think, too, security and AI, when you provide the AI tools, build in the whatever the security measures are in place here, so that you have at least a base level there. That the security and AI is going to be an issue that certainly will be talked about. One thing that I just was listening to today is what is the discoverability of our chats right now? The FBI or whomever could subpoena for our search history. Well, what's the difference between search history and what I put into the chat? And how does that viewed? If I put in chat, if I'm using chat as my therapist, is that now discoverable there? So those are some things that we'll all be grappling with as we go on. But I think getting back to, when a business is thinking about investment, I can see, yes, I'm going to invest in AI. When they think about security, it's hard to even put what is the price of security. They almost think, well, isn't that kind of bundled in? And I think MSPs and those that are communicating risk and those of us on the insurance side should just go in with, here's a default set that you should be expected to have, and don't worry about it. Just, it's all included there. So that's kind of my take on it. Let's move to the next one, and this hits closer to home from the insurance side. A lot of cyber insurance carriers are now beginning to bundle security solutions as part of their insurance offering. In other words, you get the insurance, and then they have an MDR solution, or they have continuous monitoring that evaluates and helps secure the environment in place. Some of them have virtual VSOs, virtual chief information security officers that are also available. How do you? We're in insurance, and we obviously work with MSPs. We don't do the security ourselves, but how do we view it, Liz? What's your take?
So interesting question, because quite a few MSPs are telling me that their clients have gone out to get cyber insurance and they are required to use certain tools. Those tools are not the same tools that the MSP uses.
Right.
The MSP relies on integration and automation, and they don't want to lose a client because now they have to have a different backup strategy for that. So it's starting to become kind of challenging. And I believe that MSPs or insurance companies shouldn't dictate the tools; they should dictate the controls.
Right.
And I think that that's what we have to talk to MSPs about. And I think then it becomes more important to have conversations with them, for them to be preemptive. I think have that conversation before somebody else does. So you're
Right.
in control of what tools and services they're going to use, as long as the controls are covered. And
Right.
that's what I've been hearing from MSPs that I've been speaking to regularly.
Right. Right. Sinclair, are you picking up on this at all in your conversations?
Yes. Yeah. And I think there's obviously, from my viewpoint, I see so many issues with it, right? One, you're an insurance expert, you're carriers, you're not IT experts. And I also think there's a conflict of interest there that's unavoidable. If you, as the carrier, are telling me I need to have this EDR solution, and then I suffer a ransomware event, is that who does that lay on? I'm using the tool that you recommended, and it failed. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a one size fits all approach, and that's just not how cybersecurity works. So I just feel like there's a lot of problems with it, but.
Right. Right. Yeah. And Akanksha, what's your take on it?
I think I would agree with what Sinclair says. There could be like a lot of conflict of interest, because like insurance is a different domain of expertise, and like IT management security is a different domain. Like she said, there could be conflict when things go wrong, but also, like Liz said, there's another conflict because insurance companies are recommending certain controls, and then their IT services they are the ones who are dealing with that. They have to deal with having their own technical controls, and also what the insurance companies are doing. So this is just doubling what their original work. They might have to repeat the same things over and over again, and there still might be more conflict on both sides, on the insurance side and also the IT side.
Right. It feels almost like requiring a specific singular tool, or 3 or 4 tools, almost undermines an entire cybersecurity strategy that someone might have built and been operating under. It's crazy.
Yeah, I also feel that puts a lot more risk on the insurance company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the headlines to start coming out, like of a tool that had failed, that had been recommended, and how does that get resolved? So I think on the insurance carrier side, to me that's a risk. as opposed to having somebody who does this for a living and has it tailored for that person's environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Plus,
I think,
if you want to shop, you've got these controls that are tied. Inevitably, if you want to leave, it's going to be harder, and you're going to be left exposed until you're able to figure out another solution. Yeah.
yeah, it becomes a challenge. When I think about, what are the equivalents in other insurance areas, and what, if you think about let's just talk about personal auto as an example. They now have telematics that are measuring. I unfortunately am with a carrier that measures my driving, and I won't tell you what my grade is, uh, but it makes me wonder why I chose that carrier, actually, because they know everything about me now. But that's measuring, and I think that's one thing, and it's trying to determine what the risk is. And I can see the value in that there, and if that was applied to cyber for those that are just evaluating, what's the changing risk patterns. But it's also, the tool is not, designed to do anything with regards to safety. That's given to someone else there. And there's a lot, in construction, there's a lot of loss control. Insurance has a lot of data, a lot of good ideas, best practices, because they've learned from the claims. And I think that's positive. But actually doing the security, trying to solve the issue, I think is stepping in. I would agree it's picking up risk that maybe the carrier isn't contemplating right now. It's actually, and it's almost trying to fix something that isn't necessarily broken here. Because the if the insureds feel they should have those securities in place, they'll get the security and the solutions in place. And I also think, just from the standpoint of insurance, is a game of large numbers. You want to get a lot of risks together because you're going to have some bad ones, and you hope they have more good ones, so they offset each other. If you're requiring everybody to be on the same security stack, you're naturally shrinking your available market to only those that are willing to sign up for your tool set in addition to the insurance. And that constraint will lead ultimately to larger payouts or larger premium increases, because you don't have enough volume or enough insureds to spread the risk around there. So I think, I'm sorry, Liz?
I was going to say, that made me think of something else, like the CrowdStrike, right? So supposing this one insurance company enforces everybody uses this one technology.
Right.
That technology gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
All of their clients get hit. And
right.
You talk about the pool for risk. That's a big risk, because now it's not one or two that are using this specific. Their entire install base of who's got cyber insurance gets hit.
Yeah, they go belly up there, or they raise the rates 400%, and who wants to stick? Nobody's going to stick for that.
Or they put a sublimit on operating system related incidents.
Right. So I think again, obviously from the MSP perspective, it's not positive, and it kind of I think it goes against kind of even innovation, which is rapid in tech. By locking in on a particular product, who knows if that product is going to be the one that you would choose a year from now, right? We just talked about AI and the rapid advances in terms of what AI is doing from the offensive side in terms of attacker capabilities, and then the defensive side. It's tough to say this is the right solution that's going to be good for you forever, or at least for a couple of years even. And I think focusing, Liz, on what you said is what are the controls that we want to make sure are there, as opposed to the solution is the right way to go. But that being said, we're up against the time here for the podcast. Really appreciate the back and forth. Hopefully that for those of you listening, you've this has sparked some thinking on your end as well. And we look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Take care, guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much.